Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to show y'all how I make my pork chops. So this is basically a recipe I like to make when I'm craving pork chops and I want it to be spicy. First things first, we're going to go ahead and start boiling our tomatoes and chile serranos. I added 3 chile serranos, but you can add 1 or 2. It just depends on how spicy you want it to be. Now, here I'm just cutting up my pork chops. I always cut up my meat into squares. That's just my preference. You don't have to, it just depends on you. I also like to cut the fat out of the pork chops or any type of meat that I have. If you want to keep it there, you can, but this is just my preference. Here's just an example of what it looks like. Alright, so that's 1 pound of meat right there. I always keep the bone in. It adds flavor. Well, to be honest, I don't know. My mom's always told me to keep the bone in because of that. I don't know if it's true, but you know, whatever. Alright, so here I am just showing y'all that I'm putting some water because this is what's gonna cook the pork chops. Alright, now you're just gonna go ahead and add salt to taste. Make sure you're stirring your pork chops around so it don't get stuck together. But here I am about to show y'all how I make my rice. So add some oil. I added about 1 1/2 cup of rice. And you're just gonna stir that around until it turns brown. Now that your rice is looking brown, you're gonna go ahead and add some tomato sauce. I usually add about 1/2 of the can. If you want to lower your heat, go ahead and lower your heat and stir that around. Now I'm just gonna add a cup of water. In total, I added about 3 cups and a half of water. Now that I added all my water in, I'm adding my consommé. And we're just gonna stir that around. We want our rice to get all the taste, so make sure you're just stirring it. Go ahead and add some salt. Now we're gonna go ahead and cover our rice. Make sure you don't take the lid off. Keep it on there for 20 minutes. Once those 20 minutes are done, your rice should be done. Alright, so this is what my pork chops are looking like. I'm adding some oil because there was still a little bit water there. The oil helps the water kind of like evaporate, I guess. And here's my mom like always. She's adding some onion. And yeah, you do have to add onion because the onion is what gives your meat the flavor. Alright, so we're gonna start making our sauce. I already added 1 garlic clove. Now I'm just gonna go ahead and add some salt. I also like to add some cumin. And we're gonna add a little bit of water, not too much because we don't want our sauce to be too thin. Alright, now we're gonna go ahead and add our sauce into our meat. You're gonna go ahead and stir that around. You're gonna notice that it looks like a little bit of sauce and it looks like it needs more water. So I'll go ahead and add more water. I usually like to add the water because I love having the caldito and I love putting the caldito onto my rice. From here, you're just gonna wait until it starts to boil and it'll be done. And this is what it should look like in the end. And there's my rice.